Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me for your 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, we've got news out of Morehead City where a street that's currently under construction is going to be turning into a one-way street. Very important for drivers to note. City officials say the construction is on the 200 block of South 8th Street. The Morehead City Public Library will remain open with available parking nearby. Back in April, the City Council approved making sections of Shepherd Street and all of South 8th Street one way, as well as naming the city's parking lots for reference. The work also includes building islands to prevent southbound traffic and stripping the block to realign parking spaces. Once this block is finished, work will start on the 100 block of South 8th Street, coming off of Arundel Street. And we also again want to turn our attention to the ongoing unrest in Minnesota that actually saw Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar attacked last night at a public hearing. NBC's Morgan Chesky has more.
Overnight in Minneapolis, a man arrested after confronting Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar at a town hall, spraying an unknown liquid from a syringe.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
President Trump, who has often publicly attacked Omar, telling ABC News overnight that he hadn't seen video of the incident, adding, "She probably had herself sprayed." Knowing her, Omar posting, quote, "I am okay. I don't let bullies win." And tensions are running high throughout Minneapolis over the Trump administration's immigration policies, with new details emerging about the death of 37-year-old U.S. citizen Alex Preddy. A preliminary internal Customs and Border Protection review obtained by NBC News says 2 officers fired their weapons during the confrontation, but not specifying whether they both hit him. According to the report, during the scuffle, an agent shouted, quote, "He's got a gun." About 5 seconds later, the 2 officers fired. After Preddy was shot, an officer said that he had possession of the ICU nurse's weapon. The report not saying that Preddy ever held or brandished the gun. One woman who took some of the widely circulated video of the incident speaking out yesterday.
Alex being shot is the most memorable part of it. I watched him die.
Saying she had not been contacted by investigators. New videos stoking new fears. This one appears to show an ICE agent trying to enter the city's Ecuadorian consulate. That nation's government sending a notice to its U.S. embassy demanding it not be repeated. While at a growing memorial for Preddy, residents say they're feeling anxious.
We're Minnesota nice, and this is terrible what's happening.
And again, that was Morgan Chesky reporting. We now want to turn to your weather forecast. And again, we've got eyes on this weekend over the next 2 days, Thursday and Friday. Not seeing a whole lot of change from a day-to-day perspective. Looking again in more sunshine coming up for tomorrow. We're going to have another round of sunshine coming in on Friday. Now, over the weekend, not going to see any sunshine. Looking at cloud cover extending its way pretty much all across eastern North Carolina. So if you are a fan of views like this is what you need to anticipate going away this weekend. Certainly air temperatures in the low 40s, but the sunshine. We're going to be seeing cloud cover and some snowflakes too. Some snowflakes coming down on both Saturday and Sunday. More so Saturday than Sunday. Sunday we'll wake up to some snowflakes, but they'll be gone by the time we reach lunchtime. Right now in New Bern, no sign of snow. Air temperatures right now certainly quite a bit lower, about 15 degrees cooler than our seasonal average. Normally we would anticipate mid to upper 50s this time of year, and well, here we are in the upper 30s to low 40s. A long, long way from normal, but that's classic eastern North Carolina weather for you. As far as this evening's planner go, we are going to be down below 32 degrees throughout just about all of eastern North Carolina as we reach 7 p.m. And from there, we'll continue to see air temperatures drop into the low 20s coming up for tomorrow morning. But like today, looking at a lot of sunshine, that's not going to truly amount to much. It's going to look really nice when you look at it through a window, but once you step out into that sunshine, you're going to feel the chill more than the heat off of that sun. It will warm you up a little bit, certainly warmer than the shade, but yeah, get ready for another cold day. Highs in the really mid to upper 30s with, again, start temperatures, overnight lows in the low 20s. Going to be a cold day. Now we'll have multiple cold fronts move over eastern North Carolina over the next really 48 hours. One moving through late tonight into early tomorrow morning, then another one moving through late Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. That will set the stage for what is going to again be, unless everything changes wildly, what will end up being a snowy weekend in eastern North Carolina. But there is still time for the forecast to shift a little bit. There is still time. I think by the time we get to this point tomorrow, we are going to be pretty confident in the projected track of the low. So we will again anticipate us putting out a forecast and accumulation map, a snowfall accumulation map, coming up tomorrow afternoon to tomorrow evening. Again, barring any sort of crazy adjustments in the track. Now, of course, we've been talking about the track of the low for several days. And again, want to highlight it again for you guys. This is not what we are looking at currently. This is if the low pressure system decides it wants to get a little bit closer to eastern North Carolina, wants to shift its way a little bit further west. If that is the case, then we will start to see more rain showers show up along the coast. Now, snow will still be possible across parts of eastern North Carolina, but certainly not all of eastern North Carolina. We need that low to, again, stay just far enough off the coast to where the warm air surrounding that low and keeping, again, all the moisture around that low set as rain. We need to keep that off the coast. So give it about 25, 50 miles of distance off of our coastline, and that will end up being essentially the sweet spot for snow creation in eastern North Carolina. This is, again, what we are currently looking like, or at least a solution very similar to this. But we could also see that system shift its way further eastward. If that were to be the case, the cold air would remain locked in place, but our access to moisture would be far more limited, really kind of just consistently coming down along the coast. Inland areas would essentially be kind of pushed out of that snowfall potential, and we would end up seeing snow for the immediate coastline, but inland areas would end up with nada. So that is, again, still a possibility, and it's another reason why we haven't, again, put out any sort of snow accumulation maps at this point. Well, again, let's take a look at what we are seeing currently across eastern North Carolina as this system rolls in. This is a picture by the time we reach Friday at 7 p.m. At this point, we are seeing, again, that circular spot. You can see it in green there, just down to the southeast of Wilmington. That is that low pressure system developing and forming, gathering up moisture, becoming stronger, becoming more organized, and it's going to continue to do that as we head through Friday night and into your Saturday afternoon. So the system throughout the day on Saturday will essentially be getting stronger. That will lead to some strong winds across the east, increasing winds as we head from Saturday morning through Saturday afternoon, even extending into Saturday evening and into Sunday morning. Winds are going to be an issue for some, particularly for those of you watching closer to the Outer Banks. Now, snowfall-wise, it does look like models are trying to inject some drier air into the overall kind of moisture field, and that would, again, hinder the amount of snow we could potentially see. So again, another indication that there's been some adjustments, there have been some changes on a run-to-run basis. This is, again, something new for today, the introduction of some drier air into that area of low pressure. If that's the case, again, our opportunities for snow, I won't say our opportunities for snow, but snow accumulations would get a little bit lower. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I know in eastern North Carolina, a little bit means a lot, especially when we're talking about snow. Sunday morning, what do we have? Still, snowfall coming down across eastern North Carolina, all the way back towards I-95. But that is the back edge of the snow, and that, again, is going to be working its way out into the Atlantic through Sunday morning. So I think by the time we get to lunchtime on Sunday, just about all of those snowflakes are going to be off of the coast. Now this is 3 p.m. on Sunday, and you can again see just kind of the last gasp of those snowflakes set up over the Outer Banks. Still again, technically snow in eastern North Carolina, but most of us at that point will be clear of it, and I know there's probably going to be more than just a few of you out there trying to get out and enjoy it. I plan on being one of those people. But let's take a look at your full 8-day forecast, because this is going to be sticking around for more than just Saturday and Sunday. Monday, your high temperature of 36 degrees is tentative. As far as uncertainty goes, I think that is the most uncertain number on your 8-day forecast is your high on Monday. I know many people would assume that, you're uncertain about whether or not we're going to see snow. I'm getting more and more confident we're going to see snow. It's more, what is that snow? What kind of effect does that snow have on the air temperatures we will see coming up on Monday? It will have an effect. It will have an effect. It's just a question of how much snow we see and how much of effect that will bring. Could bring air temperatures down a little bit lower, more to around 33, 34 degrees, which would again limit our melting through the day on Monday. The warmer we get on Monday, the more melt we will see, obviously, but right now I don't think we're warm enough to see a big significant melt coming up by Monday afternoon. I still imagine we are going to be looking at hazardous conditions on the roads as we get into Tuesday morning. Now Tuesday, 40 degrees, sunny skies. That's going to do a fantastic job of getting a lot of the snow and ice away from eastern North Carolina's roads. Also, you give DOT crews enough time, they will of course clear those roads fairly well, but having the assist from Mother Nature always helps. We will see that assist fully come in on Tuesday, and by Wednesday, anything still left on the roads could again refreeze for Wednesday morning, but at that point I've got more faith in the DOT crews to again clear things out and get things again ready to go for the morning commute on Wednesday. Don't have quite as much faith for Tuesday, just because air temperature is getting super cold overnight Monday night into Tuesday. 18 degrees will absolutely be cold enough to freeze just about anything left on the roads once we get to sunset. Well, that's all we have time for today's 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. You can feel it in the air, feel the snow coming. But for now, we've got 2 more days of sunshine and cold weather to get to before, again, we get to the potential for a snow system here in eastern North Carolina. Hopefully, again, you guys are excited and ready to go. I know a lot of people got ready for a big winter event last weekend. It ended up being more of a freezing rain and cold rain event than anything else. So if you, again, still have some of those preparations, or we'll say snack food stocked away, keep it. Don't go through it this week unless you plan on restocking, because again, you may end up needing it more this weekend than you did last weekend. That's all we have time for today's 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Jim and Gigi will be back tomorrow morning with more news and weather. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you starting tomorrow morning.